I just don't know if I got it in me. Hi, everybody. It is I, Karen Needlemeyer. I'm here on the interwebs here again. I wanted to apologize for the last two shows. Our caliber of guest was not up there. You know, like writers just they suck. So I brought in someone new today. I brought in the guest today, and someone renowned for politeness, because again, I don't know if you've heard about these people, the Canadians, slightly north of where we are, and they're super polite, and I'm so excited. We're going to do something different. No writers today. We have a Canadian teacher, so we're going to ask some really interesting teacher questions, Canadian related questions on the show, and hopefully it won't be a dumpster fire. In light of that, I am drinking Tim Hortons coffee. It's a double. I would give it 0 out of 10 stars. The Canadian coffee, not that great. I need to talk to somebody apparently about this quality of coffee. Dante, do you like Canadian coffee? Dante, just once. I would like it if I asked you a question, you could just like pop up on Dante, where are you? Hi.
Oh, hi, Karen.
Do you like Canadian coffee?
I don't know. I never had Canadian coffee.
Why not?
I've never been to Canada, man.
All right, pop over and get some Tim Hortons coffee.
Definitely not for coffee. I wouldn't go there. No,
I wouldn't either. 0 stars, sir. All right. Well, I mean,
I would maybe go there for the British Columbian weed.
The what?
The weed they grow.
Okay, bye. Today's guest brought to you by Canada. You're muted. You're muted. What the? I swear to God, this show. I swear to God. Dante,
Salut. Comment ça va?
Hello. Welcome to Killer Karen. This is already messed up. Can we start again? Hi, I'm Karen Needlemeyer. Welcome to the show. You are...
Ne parle français?
Oh.
Sans un peu?
Dante, did you know he speaks
French? You don't speak French?
You speak English.
I was told you speak French.
Who told you that?
Well, you know what? Can I take this Canadian stuff off? Would that be okay?
No, you have.
Oh, Canada, our home.
There we go. That's much better.
Oh, so you are a Canadian teacher. I am correct.
Yep, and I was invited to come on here to promote my comic book I've written called The Madcaps.
Damn it! Dante, I told you I didn't want any writers and definitely not comic books on the show again.
You booked him, not me.
I booked a Canadian teacher, so you must have done something behind my back, because I mean, okay, all right. I don't hate all indie comics, just most of them.
Just most of them. Okay, well, I've got a chance then, is what you're telling me.
Don't mind her, bro. Don't mind her.
Oh, I was very mindful. Talking about being mindful, I was told that somebody really likes mayo. I just wanted to show my favorite mayo. That's Hellman's. I figured you'd appreciate that.
There shall be no mayo except Needlemeyer mayo. Get it up the plate. If you put that up there again, we're going to be in big trouble.
It was an attempt to try and get along, but obviously it fell short. I'm sorry yet again. So I heard you talking about Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah,
I'm drinking some right here. Yeah, so there's a couple of tricks. There's a couple of tricks with coffee, and Tim Hortons in particular. See, you need to be adding the right things to it. So you add certain things in brownies. I'm sure El Dante here can tell you all about that. But what you need to do here is...
did you just do what I think you did?
Well, that depends what you thought he did.
Ew.
Now, as I was saying, I'm here to promote... One of my favorite donuts at Tim Hortons is the Walnut Crunch. It's a good one. It's delicious.
I didn't know they had donuts at Tim Hortons.
And you know what? In the province of Saskatchewan, in certain areas, they refer to taking a dump as taking a crunch. So whenever I hear maple crunch, I imagine somebody defecating out maple syrup. It makes me laugh.
And it kind of looks like a turd too, doesn't it?
That's true. Here's another one. Here's a good one. Very popular. The apple fritter. It's delicious. Doesn't look anything special, but
it's good. Yeah.
How many donuts?
This one is a honey cruller. It's delicious. It's a good one.
I'm so amazed by the amount of sugar you're stuffing in your face at this show. Diabetes.
Man.
Do you have the munchies? Did Dante send you a care package? And then I was Dante, what is wrong with him?
I'm thinking he might be part Tasmanian.
Are you gonna barf? That was disgusting. How are you drinking that? That's what I want to know. I mean, do you have taste buds?
I do. I have a sweet
on
tooth.
fire like our background. You're gonna need some work done. You keep eating like that, you're gonna need a nip and a tuck like me.
So to clarify, you take care of yourself so well that you needed a surgery.
Yeah, the surgery is the maintenance. You have no idea how old.
But it sounds like you didn't take care of yourself leading up to the surgery.
Oh no, I did because
is that where all of the mayo comes from, or is used?
As soon as things start to sag, I get it tucked. I tuck it right in. Are you done? Are you done with the mayo now? Are you done with the mayo? Have you learned your lesson?
Oh, I will never. I can't even hold a candle to you and all of your mayo intake to get all of the nip and tuck surgery.
The mayo is actually really good topically. You can put it on your face, and it has so much preservatives in it that it will help you preserve your skin tone, the elasticity.
That's kind of weird and kinky to put mayo on yourself. I play a lot of like fantasy, like I was talking about my comic book. We make quests, like quest names for stuff. Fantasy. Well, you're talking about putting mayo on yourself. We would call that a quest. If that's something you go for, we would give it some weird name. For example, I don't know, the Path of the Pale Rider. I don't know.
Everybody says this book wrong. It is Path of the Pole Rider. I don't understand what's so hard about that.
Well, maybe you do understand what's so hard about that, but I've never seen that.
Oh.
See, I get it. So what about your comic, man? What's it about?
So it is all a
what's it a boot?
Boot and a boot, eh?
Karen, sometimes if you really want to know what somebody's thinking, you got to speak to them in their own language.
I'm sorry, I don't speak.
I've got friends that play a lot of hockey, and all they do is they insult each other. Is that your thing? Is that what this show's about?
I really only just want to talk about mayo.
Hold on. You said you wanted to talk about anything, but then you didn't let me talk about this here.
I kind of like this.
Learn, sir. Anytime you bring up some competing mayo, you will get booted off the show.
I like
How about maple syrup complete with a maple leaf on it? Does that count? Can we talk about that?
It's the wrong leaf,
Canadian.
bro. What? See, this is what I don't understand about Canada. Why don't y'all have the right leaf on your flag, man?
You mean the Jamaican broccoli? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about that British Columbian stank, bro.
Dante, we did the drug episode last time. No more drugs. Mr. Metaforman is not here. We're moving on.
So I'm sorry for this huge tangent. What's the format of this interview?
So I wanted to ask you some questions because you being Canadian, it's very important for me to know. What size is your igloo?
I don't know if you're thinking we have generators that rub sticks together and form electricity and stuff, and we live off that kind of thing.
I have heard that igloos, and then there's a polar bear problem in Canada.
And you guys get around on dog sleds, right? That's
right.
How you get to your
There are some that do that, yeah. Unfortunately, that you have got to be way further north than me, where it's snowing more often during the year. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Nobody cares, Mr. Jamison.
Well, you're interviewing me. I figured you'd care at least a little bit.
Not about that.
Future stuff, you're gonna go over her head every time, bro. If it's out of
I am very smart, Dante. Shut up.
Out of the classroom, bro. It's good.
We believe you.
So smart.
Every time.
How smart are you?
Smartest person in the room, in every room I go in.
How many people are in your room right now?
One.
Just me. But I'm still.
You get a participation award then. I'll give you this as a trophy. Would you like this?
I kind of think this guy is over prepared for the show.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to use the washroom there.
So can you tell me what your favorite Canadian rock band is, bro?
The Who, that's a good one.
Trash.
The Bare Naked Ladies, they're all right.
Trash.
Some 41.
Trash.
I mean, there's many famous Canadians in the States. I mean, we're talking about comics. We have Todd McFarlane, one of the most famous comic characters, Wolverine, of course.
I never heard of that dude.
You know who I know is Canadian because he's a stain. Well, you kind of remind me of Justin Bieber.
I'm a Belieber. That's a good song.
A little bit.
I can, but I'm not going to. I can sing. I didn't say I sing well.
Oh my God.
All right, I have a question for you, man.
I just can't eat.
I may have an answer.
Jesus Christ.
If I said Karen Needlemeyer, someone would say, Where is she? You're just yelling out good old JC there.
Nobody would care where Karen is, bro. No.
Okay. I've had enough of that. And you know what, Dante? I have figured out where the mute button is. Mute. Boot. Take that. So anyway, what else would you like to talk about?
Oh, I would love to talk about my comic book if you're okay with that.
Is that what?
I have a mini series. It's only 3 issues, and the whole thing takes place over one night. It's medieval fantasy based. And
God damn it. Not another
that's the one there. Issue 1 was successfully funded, and issue 2 is coming out in the new year. It's just about 4 friends getting tangled up with a local drug problem that somehow is connected to an undead outbreak. Lots of fun.
How come all the heroes want to go after the drug people, man?
Well, you know what? That's a very good question. I was very delicate about the topic of drugs in this. I didn't want to do like an arcade in the 80s where it's like winners don't use drugs. It just happens to have drugs in it. I'm not saying whether or not drugs are good or bad.
Is that man a lizard?
Kind of like a snake is the closest comparison.
Snakes don't have arms and legs.
No, he descends from a really, really big snake known as the Great Stormworm. It's like a giant electric eel that lives out in the ocean.
That's weird, man. You're a dork.
Do you have a definition for dork?
People who write comics. Dorks!
Wouldn't they be called writers?
They're called dorks. Dork Jamison on the rocks. Dante is King Dork because he likes all the comics. And like I said, I hate most.
Can we change that to Lord Dork?
I like stuff that has werewolves in it.
Are you like into that like kind of Twilight stuff?
No,
yeah,
werewolves.
Yeah,
just werewolves. Werewolves are cool. I always like the idea.
Werewolf.
She likes the sparkly vampires too.
No, that's Mr. Brown Pants. He likes the sparkly vampires. Remember, he came out of the closet on our show.
Pretty soft of an insult. Where I come from, you would refer to that as 10-ply, as in it's not that good. It's not hard. It's just soft.
It's not hard like the pale rider. Like, oh.
I mean, that is pretty hard. Oh, he's back.
There, sorry about that. I just had to get a drink there, but I'm back. My apologies on abandoning you there.
Really rude what you're doing, how you keep popping in and out. That's usually Dante's bit. He pops in and out.
Okay. All right.
Don't be like Dante. It's pretty dorky. I mean,
How
is it based
come
off
up with
of
the idea for this, man?
Yeah, what's it based off of?
I guess the theme is centralized around the very first homebrew D&D campaign that I ever ran.
Oh, no. Did you say D&D?
He said homebrew.
Delegate and disappear?
Demons
Homebrew.
and dicks.
Demons and dicks.
D&D is satanic.
Well,
I've heard that rumor before. That was a very interesting time in the 80s.
You are summoning demons with this game. It's a gateway.
I can tell you there's no demons
like
in this first issue here.
For demons to come through and warp the minds of young children.
I think she's got it confused with the Ouija board, bro.
Yeah, or maybe excessive mayo in the path of the pole rider. That sounds more demonic to me.
You mentioned home brewed, man, and I'm like, do you brew your own beer, bro? You're in Canada.
I don't smoke pot or drink beer. And you know what? Believe it or not, I don't really like hockey that much. I mean, I'm not anti-hockey, but it's just not my thing.
Are you even Canadian anymore?
What is home
That's
brew?
the rumor. Homebrew is where you make up all of the lore on your terms. So you're not using any modules from D&D. All the characters, everything, all the cities, the history, all of it is on your terms.
These all look like dorks.
All look like.
Especially
This
that.
one. You know what?
Tell
I
me what.
know that there is a hierarchy within the dorks. Artists, drawing, furries, comic books. D&D is like rock bottom. D&D is like borderline incel.
I don't think that somebody that's not a dork should be deciding our hierarchy.
You see this? Mr. What is your name? Ray is familiar with this blue ball.
Here, hold that up to the camera. Okay, stop there. Now stop right there. Now, has anybody ever seen that picture there with a blue ball on your face?
I might kill you. Dante, get my shovel. This mother could die.
You know what? I am a father of 3, so I do define by that title. I have had relations with a mother.
I think it's a lie. There's no proof.
She doesn't think that nerds procreate.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what happens. They're not like Jedi, where they're just born with magical force nerd powers. They
I don't
pass
even
it
know
on.
what a Jedi is. It's a wait. It's a space wizard, isn't it? They have wands.
That's quite general, but it puts you in the right ballpark. I would agree with that.
There's
Of
space
course,
wizards. I gotta try to find better people for this show, man. I'm done. I'm done talking about dork culture. What else do you do, Ray? Tell us something else, man.
Well, you know what? Next year I have something coming down the pipes. It is the second issue of the Madcaps, part 2 of 3, and that's my pre-launch page. It is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward. The stakes are going to be rose with the individuals and the severe gravity of they don't realize what they're getting themselves into, and it just kind of dawns on them. They actually have a discussion at one point of, should we leave this up to the authorities? Are we biting off more than we can chew here? And it sets up for the final issue where, let's just say it's going to be very, very dynamic. I'll leave it at that.
You never ever call the authorities, man. You'll end up getting somebody else in trouble that didn't have nothing to do with it. It happens every time. I know because it's happened to me. Don't never call the cops, man.
Well, most important thing is if you do speak to the authorities, is just to stay off of the extracurricular inhalants.
Well, see, that's just it. You're probably using them before they showed up, and that's not part of the,
That's understandable.
You got a question, though. Is it the same creative team on this book as it was on the first book?
Almost entirely. We do have one artist swapped out just due to availability and timing, but it is everything else the same. One of the biggest names for both covers and interiors is Dan Koepp, who's colored over 100 issues of Spawn from basically 50 to 150.
No, I know who Dan Koepp is, man. I'm just messing with you.
Dork.
Gotcha.
Not friends with me. Nobody wants to be friends with Dante. But,
Dork.
man, I think even that Chris Brown Pants dude knows him. I think.
He did not like you. He was just humoring you. Oh, who cares? Dude, if you wanted people to like you, move out of my basement.
Huh?
Move out.
How would that help people to like me?
I don't
They'd be
care.
like,
Just move out of my
"Where'd you come
basement."
from?" And I'd be like, I came from Karen's basement. And they'd be like, ew, I'll stay where I'm at, man. I'm good.
This show. I have no more ideas for you.
Dante, Ghost Rider Volume 2, where Dan Ketch took over as the writer?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
So I had one of my first issues, variant covers drawn by that same artist, Harvey Salteras, of the first year. It's really cool to have it in my hands here. I've been following that since that started in the early 90s. And as a kid, I used to read that. So he's passively been in my life this whole time. And now for him to draw one of my own characters, that's quite the honor.
Are you done?
I'm sure
I don't
at
really
least.
want to hear the ass kissery. I really don't.
What's an Aska 3?
You kissing that guy's ass, Mr. Whoever drawing pants. Artists are like also on the dork scale. They're
The
not
dork
like
scale.
dork like Dante, but they're pretty dorky.
Because you're talking about like writers, and
You better
there's
watch
one
it.
called Mind Goblin.
I know where this is going, and I ain't doing it, sir. And we're not playing this game.
Mind Goblin.
I'm not mind
There's a
goblin.
bunch.
Nothing. He's not gonna get me. Go ahead, do it. Just say it. God damn it. Just say it.
Okay.
Mind goblin.
Hold
these
on,
nuts.
hold on.
Yay! Good for you. Mind gobbling these nuts. I quit.
Sorry about that. My only friend, the telemarketer, called.
Who?
My only friend, the telemarketer.
Do you get the same one each time? First name basis, that kind of thing?
Dude, his name's David, bro.
David. Nice.
David. And he sounds like, hello, I am David. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Dante. You are not the most PC. The last couple weeks there was a learning curve. I had to find the buttons, but I found all the buttons.
I tell you, the learning curve last week was her trying to figure out what kind of Mexican George is.
George made it very clear that he is an Ecuadorian Mexican.
But I'm the one with the issue here. What kind of Canadian are you, Ray?
Yes, what kind of Canada are you? Are you from Toronto? I know people from Toronto.
You know people from Toronto?
Everybody knows John in Toronto. Yes?
Do you know John or just John?
What?
I want to hear more about the comic book.
The four main characters are childhood friends. And the very beginning of issue 1, they all get back to their hometown in Ivywood. And just as they're about to all get together and start talking a little bit, Karen took off. That's okay. Well, I will.
I like her new avatar. It looks just like her.
Here, what if we both connect? There we go. And then maybe it will summon the demon.
Stop
there,
touching
summon
me.
the demon. Look at that. Look at that.
Keep your dirty fingers to yourself.
We'll call that summoning technique the double ender. The four friends meet back in Ivywood, and just as they're starting to talk, there's this undead outbreak, and fortunately they survive. 3 of them almost get killed at one point, but they're led to believe that it has something to do with a local drug problem, and it all spirals out from there.
Right? Is that what you're telling me? It's another zombie book?
Definitely not focused on zombies. Staves off the outbreak. It doesn't spread.
That matters. Path of the Pole Rider.
Bring rigor mortis to a whole new level. That's pretty gross, Karen. Why would you say something like that?
You totally get it. I wasn't going to say it because, not suitable for the ears of children.
It's a lesbian,
you get it.
Homoerotic.
Homoerotic, very popular with the gays.
Well, my comic doesn't have anything to do with sexuality per se. Yeah, I don't think so.
And you're missing out. I mean, especially if you run a Kickstarter, you have to at least show some boobage.
Like, are you talking like guy boobage? Like, if I go like this a couple times, do we get some more like hits or anything like that?
No super gigantic chest and shit.
Oh, so
I have to do that.
Like Dante.
Well, I don't think I can ever eat pepperoni pizza again. That's just nasty.
I think you would appreciate the tactical tatas.
She has name.
I saw a mason chain attached to one of those piercings. That was weird.
I'm not listening. Let's be honest.
I believe you.
I checked out about 10 minutes ago.
she doesn't pay any attention to anybody, bro. It's her gig. That's her gig.
Unless we're talking about Karen, I don't really care.
Or Mayo. If you're talking about
Mayo.
Mayo.
Or werewolves. I like werewolves.
What about a werewolf made out of mayo?
Ooh, that would be very strange, but kind of enticing. I do have a very good question for you, Mr. Ray Jamison on the rocks. What is poutine?
Oh, that's the leader of Russia.
You eat him for lunch?
Oh, you're talking about poutine? Oh, yeah, that's completely different. Yeah, it's just curds and gravy on French fries. There's nothing like elaborate or anything like that. Just melted cheese and gravy on potato.
It sounds like loaded fries to me. That's all.
Add some cheese curds. It's now poutine.
Last time I had my upgrade, they said that my ass looked like some curds.
Are you talking like cottage cheese looking? Because that sounds gross.
I got it fixed. They told me they took it out.
And stretch. And yeah, it's weird, bro. You don't want to know.
It was some guy. He said he was going to turn it into soap.
Do you know that I was told that makeup and soap is predominantly taken from excessively large whales that have a lot of blubber?
Yeah, he's gonna die.
I think he should be co-hosting this show with you, not me.
Yeah,
Karen, look at me for a second. I'll say it with my French accent. I be the captain now. He says, how do you do that?
I I'm so done with this. Where is your manager?
My
Where's your
manager.
manager? Manager of Canada. What's his name? Justin.
Hold on 1 second.
Manager of Tim Hortons. I would like to speak to this manager. I'm really.
This is the manager. How can I help you?
Oh my God! I cannot.
He
Dante.
didn't even change hats for
Dante.
that. That's cool.
Dante. I quit.
Here, I'll get her back on with a really good insult. Do you know any good insults, Dante, we can throw at her?
Yeah, well, I use them up on her as fast as I think them up.
Okay, well, here, speaking of demonic summoning, watch this trick. Ready? We're going to celebrate like it's her birthday. Naked, screaming, and covered in her mom's bodily fluids. I think they've just rage quit. So I can talk about my stuff. Well, I won't show off a bunch of my art. However,
You need to travel more.
I got a question for you, Karen, real quick. What does it say under your name right there?
Oh, mother.
give me 30 seconds here.
You just literally poured maple syrup in that coffee. Ray, that was gross.
What's wrong with maple syrup in coffee?
Did you see how much he poured in?
I'm here to promote my comic here. Don't laugh. You're killing all my good stuff here.
Oh, sorry.
Give me 30 seconds. This is the last one, I swear.
That was good. That was good. I like it. We're gonna have an outtake of just Ray eating donut, and then I was
Karen Kamala Trudeau.
No
Let's make a new
politics
comic
on the
character.
show, you guys. Cutting all that out. I'm cutting it out.
I can respect that.
I swear to God. You're like, Ray,
I like how Dante's like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Maybe we should cut that one out. I apologize on that. Not even bloopers.
Yeah, canceled for sure. Oh, no.
Clear my throat with maple syrup. It's pretty much all at the bottom, and that's all I have left in my drink.
So gross. It's so gross. Outside of character, Dante just took off. He's like, it's not funny anymore. I'm leaving.